and welcome to your shadow moon painting out of your Tropicana art box. So today's tutorial is going to be running through step by step on how we create our beautiful shadow moon painting. So we're actually going to be painting this from scratch and we're going to get started on how to do that. Let's go.
Okay, so this is what we're going to be creating today. Our beautiful palms over our shadow moon, over the ocean. So you can see it's on a little island as well. So it's going to be very fun. So you'll have your canvas piece of paper rolled up in your shadow moon activity. So just unroll that, and the best thing to do would be to get a like an art towel or a tea towel or something to protect your surface. So I'm just going to pop this one down and then roll out my canvas on this art mat, and that means I can actually just create how I want to, and I don't have to worry about dirtying or ruining any surfaces because we are working with acrylic paint. So also make sure you've got your painting clothes on and that you're protecting your area that you're working with. Okay, as you can see here, I've got my instructions, and I'm just going to check what I need for this activity, which is our shadow moon painting. And it does state that I need a bowl. So just find something circular. So like a little plastic bowl or a plastic cup, depends on how big you want your moon really. But I've got here a medium-sized bowl, and I'm just going to use that to trace around. So I'll just keep that with me. So what we're going to start with is down the bottom of our canvas, we're going to measure just like 1 finger length and make a little mark, and that's going to be the start of our island. Okay, so we're going to make a little mark there just to guide us on where our island's going to start. So that's the first step. Okay, so now our next step is we are just going to find the middle of our page and then go just slightly higher than the middle. Okay, and that is going to be where we're going to put our moon. We're then going to go down to the bottom again and mark out the opposite side. So we have a line to join, and we're going to do like a dip, like a curved line that joins from side to side. Now remember, there's no mistakes in art. This is just giving us a bit of an idea. So just a curved line, and then we're going to go back up to the middle again and again place out on the other side, and we're going to pop our moon in the center of those lines. So we're going to put our bowl right in the middle of those little marks that we made in the middle of our canvas, and simply draw around our bowl or our circular shape to make our moon. So now we have our island shape, we've got our center, which is going to be a sea, we've got our moon, and we've got our sky. Let's get painting. Okay, so I've started with a bit of white, but I've decided to add a little bit of yellow in because I want my moon to be really shining, super bright. So I've just mixed a little bit of yellow with a little bit of white, and I've got a lemon colour, and I'm going to go all the way around my circle that I have created and fill in all the centre of that moon in circular motions, adding paint as I go to make sure it's nice and full of paint. And I'm going to stay within those lines. Now don't worry too much about seeing the lead pencil because we'll be painting all around our moon. So in circular motions, just like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a contrasting colour. So I might bring in a bit of a dark yellow. And you can see this just makes the moon stand out and make it look like it's really shining bright in the night sky. When we finish our artwork, we'll see that it's really beautifully bright and very shimmering. Now for this section, we're going to create the sky section. So we made these little marks before. We're going to come in and just mark out where we have with our paint. And I haven't even washed my brush. I've just added a little bit of blue to it because the sky is going to look like the moon's reflected on it, which means it's going to be a little bit of a lighter blue. And then gradually it's going to become darker blue because it's going to go deeper into the night sky. So I'm just going to go backwards and forward motions with my bigger paintbrush and then add, maybe you want to mix up some a little bit of black with your blue and see how that goes, and make the darker sections, just like this, look like it's getting further and further away in the night sky. So have a play and see what your sky's going to look like. Now, as you can see, my sky looks like it's got lines of like lighter and darker. So what I'm going to do is I put a tiny bit of white on my brush, and I'm going to go over in that round motion to actually blend those colors that I used into each other to create an ombre effect. Now, an ombre is when something goes from lighter to darker, and that's what now my sky looks like. So I'm happy with that. So it goes from light down to dark to the edges. Now, down the sides of the moon here, each side of the moon, we are going to use our paintbrush and we're going to create the water. So for our water, we will need a lighter tone of blue than our sky. So we'll need to get some blue and mix it with white, and then right at the sides of the moon here, do a line, and that goes down to the start of your curved island, just like this. Okay, so draw it down like this, and then we're going to fill in those sections with our lighter blue, just like this. Now that we've got the sides of our water, we want to bring in a reflection on the water. So all I've done is I've kept the blue on my paintbrush, and I've added a little bit of yellow, and I've gone around the bottom of my moon. And now all I'm going to do is add some white and flick back and forth, flick, 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 all the way down to my curved island area. And that is going to give the effect that the moon is shining onto the water and creating a beautiful reflection, like a shimmering reflection on the water. So who's seen that when you're at the beach, or when maybe you've been to an island and you've seen the moon shining through the palm trees? But we're just going to add some white into our blue in circular motions, just back and forth like this. And it's going to create the image that moon is shining and sparkling down onto the water and creating that beautiful reflection. So I have added a little bit of blue in, a little bit of white, and I might even bring in some yellow, just like this, to make it look like it's really shining down and creating a glossy, shimmering moon reflection on the water. For our next section, we'll need our bigger brush and just some black paint. So what we're going to do is fill in our island. Now, the reason it's black is because it's going to look like it's in the distance, of a night time. So we're creating a shadow moon through the palm trees. So we're using the black to showcase the shadow of the island. So we're just going to go around that little curve that we created right at the start there. And we're going to we're going to fill in that little curve with our black paint. So we're just going to fill in that little section with our black. Okay, now we're up to my favorite part, the palm trees. So we are going to create our palm trees. We're going to find the center first and then go off a little bit from the center to create one little mark where our first palm tree is going to go. So just make a little bit of a mark on your painting, straight through to it's going to be off center in the moon, and on the other side as well. So we're going to have one on the left and one on the right. Okay, so we've made our little marks. Now what we need to do is just bring up our stalks of our palm tree. Don't think too much about it. Just give your wrist a bit of a flick with your black paint and bring that up. And if it curves up a little bit, that's even better. Time to make your tree trunks. So just make your tree trunks a little bit thicker with your black paint. So you're making your palm tree trunks now. Now for our palm tree branches, all we need to do is get some black paint on and use our wrist to flick out to make some little marks, which are going to be our palm tree branches. So just flick, flick, it's as simple as that. When you've created your branches, we're going to put our leaves on. So again, we're doing the flick of the wrist with our black paint, and we are just creating our branches off the branches just by flicking our wrist and making little marks, just like so. Now just remember, nature isn't perfect. Nature is organic and it creates itself. So don't think too much about your branches, just little flicks of your wrist with your black, just like this, and it will naturally create its own palm tree look. And there you have it, your shadow moon palm tree painting. Well done, guys. Awesome work.